Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and we're going to do an update on uniform teeth. You guys have asked for it. I hadn't really looked at their website in about a year, so I looked again, and it looks like they have rebranded a little bit. It's a little confusing. I like to make these videos because it gives the team some ideas of, you know, what people are thinking. So when they see their website. So website is good, business model is fine. There's nothing shady about their business. I don't know how it possibly will scale because their prices are so high. I don't see I mean, I only see one reason that as a consumer that I would choose this over anyone else, and I'll get to that in a minute. But these are the prices in the US, and these are higher than most of what dentists and orthodontists I know charge. I mean, same or higher. So it kind of blew me away for what you get. Why would you pick this? I don't know. I have one idea, so I'll just get to the punchline. So the reason why only reason I can see the benefit of signing up for uniform teeth over any other orthodontist is certainly not price. And it's not quality because they're making their own. I don't know where they're making it, but it's not even Invisalign too. So to me, I'm like, why is it so expensive? Yes, they use the CBCT for screening. So what? So do most orthodontists, and so do plenty of dentists that I work with. Big deal. That's not a big deal to me. I'll get into some other stuff later. Yes, they include one set of retainers. Okay, so do most people. Who cares? Only thing I can see that's special, yes, there's free consults. So what? So do most people. Is that the portability portion. And they don't even say, they do say that you can transfer. So they do have, I don't know, a handful of flagship offices in the US, mostly in Northern California, Seattle. I mean, I like that it's West Coast because it's a little bit of a similar business model to Candid Pro. So I guess that's who they're competing with. And of course, I'm not at all a fan of Candid Pro because they're very rude and mean to me. So tried to sue me. So when you send threats out, especially when I don't do anything, I'm going to go ahead and root for the other team, which is now Uniform Teeth. I happen to know the CEO, not the CEO. Sorry, I have met the CEO, the founder. I happen to know he's an orthodontist that went to the same school I did. Great guy. Super, super, super smart. So I'm going to go ahead and support Uniform Teeth just because I don't want to support Candid Pro. And they're not doing anything wrong. So will they scale? Probably not. But looks like they've either been purchased. I mean, I know they've had a lot of funding and some cash infusion by some venture capitalists. Good for them. It looks like they've kind of scaled and rebranded to a bunch of other countries, but then the products are different. So it's really confusing and what they call them. So I'm calling it Uniform Teeth / Smile to Impress because that is the other brand. And they use the brand synonymously, and I'm so confused at which one is it? Is it Smile to Impress? Is it Impress Clear Aligners? Is it which to me is a terrible name because I'm thinking of impressions instead of scans. And if they're a completely virtual, like a digital type of, not analog type of office, why would they call themselves Impress? I mean, I realize they're using it in a different type of verb than like impress me, not take an impression. But I don't know, that's kind of bizarre. So if you're Megan Jewett and you're hearing this, come on guys, you got to change this. It's terrible. But yeah, I mean, if I was running, and I like to look at these companies because y'all know was on the SDC startup team. I know a fair amount about, this is not direct to consumer at all. Not at all direct to consumer aligners, but I know a fair amount about scaling an aligner business in the US. That I can tell you I know. So I like to give you guys my 2 cents worth on how if I was running this, if you pulled me in as a consultant for a day, a week, a month, this is what I would tell you to do. First of all, fix the brand. It's terrible. And it's confusing as you go across the platform. You need to make it uniform. Hey, you're uniform, right? Make it the same in all countries. Make the exact same models, exact same pricing structure, exact same branding, exact same packaging. It was all over the place. As I clicked through the various countries, so not synchronous. So that kind of bothered me. Like I said, pricing, nothing special. I mean, this is more than most of my orthodontists and dentists I work with charge. Holy cow, $7,000. I mean, that's what I used to charge 15 years ago. But I mean, I don't know any orthodontists that are charging that much. That's insane. Especially it's not even Invisalign. Come on, guys. But the part that I see that they could really, really capitalize on is the experience. So let me take you that. And let me tell you a little bit more about how Uniform Teeth business model works based on previous conversations I've had with their CEO in the past, which was always positive, and based on what I now see in their website. So looks like you're going to go ahead. You can, I believe, send your selfie pictures as a basic screening, but for the most part, your consult needs to be in person at one of their locations. They do have flagship or actual, brick and mortar locations, as well as it looks like they might have pop-up shops within a few dental offices, because definitely some were actual dental offices when I clicked on them. So I don't know exactly how that works and what the difference is. I've been to the pop-up flagship shops of, SDC, Candid, back when they were doing that more. I tried to get an appointment. If you go back like 5 years and you do a search on my YouTube channel and you put in uniform teeth, I may not be a video. I might have done a blog piece. You can go into my website if you want to go under blogs and search uniform teeth. And I talk about the experience of trying to set up an appointment at their flagship store, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago in San Francisco, right when they first launched. But I couldn't even get an appointment. They were booked out. So that was like, no, come on, man. And I even tried to do it like weeks in advance. So that didn't happen. That fell through. If you're going to be a store like this, you have to be flexible and let people in. Just like when you work for an ortho office, anytime there's a consult, they come in. They get to come in. I don't care when they're coming in, 4, 3, 2, today, tomorrow. They want to come in that time, we're letting them in for consults. Consults are always allowed. So that was the first part of the business model 4 years ago that I was rolling my eyes at, was just the unavailability of getting an appointment. But anyways, back to the benefits. So if I were them, I would capitalize on the portability and flexibility. And let's talk about this. Let's talk about what it's like, especially if you're a young adult considering getting orthodontic work, or a college student considering getting orthodontic work, or a busy professional. I feel like nowadays, your Gen Z, your Gen Millennial, Zillennials, they love the idea of having portability, and a lot of them are in type of jobs where they can take their work anywhere. And hey, that's kind of how I roll too. So one day they might be in a camper, up in Oregon doing their work, and one day they might be in an office in Chicago, and they like the idea that they can get their orthodontic treatment done wherever they want to go. And I know a lot of people like this, like a lot. I have a sibling who's kind of like this, finally settling down after a million years, but always had this roaming mentality with his jobs. So that's awesome. And, COVID has given us that flexibility. So there's plenty of 17 through 35-year-olds who would love the ability to go to the orthodontic appointment wherever the wind blows them, takes them. So in this way, it's great in the US because there's maybe half dozen to a dozen different offices, mostly in the Midwest and Northwest, where they could go and get their orthodontic checkup done, and same treatment plan. Now, it does not say whether or not there's an additional fee to transfer or anything like that, but it says you can transfer. So I'm assuming it's nominal. If not, if I were them, I'd make it completely flexible. You could almost like, European Wax Center, Orange Theory Fitness, some of these companies I could join for fitness or for waxing or whatever. It doesn't matter. Once I buy my membership, it doesn't matter if I'm in Hawaii, California, New York, I can go anywhere and use it, which is part of the reason why I sign up for these passes, right? These subscriptions, is that I have the ability and the flexibility to use it anywhere. I'm not tied down at this gym locally. I'm not tied down at this waxing place locally. So there is nothing like that for ortho. And that's why if I were them, I would scale it like that. So that is my gift from Megan Jewett and the Uniform Teeth team, and forgot my doctor friend, Ahmed. Founder doctor, Dr. A, another Dr. A, blinking out on his last name, my UCSF doctor friend. Because when this first started, this was a UCSF orthodontist company only, which of course I'm a UCSF grad for dental, so I'm super supportive because we are the best dental school out there. So anyone that went to UCSF is pretty bright. So anyways, I'm totally on board with Team Uniform Teeth / Smile to Impress, even though they need to fix their branding and fix their business model a little bit. Pricing, I think, is way too high. The other things that I noticed that was kind of cool, they are doing 1 to 2 week aligner changes, which is fine. You do have the mobility. Other thing that was kind of cool was that they do offer hybrid treatment, and I like that. So it was kind of confusing. Level 4 could be all aligners, or level 4 could be a combination of hybrid treatment, which means for the harder cases, but that's legit. That means they're taking all the hard cases. They will put braces on first and switch you over to aligners. I'm all cool with that. I've been talking about that for ages, and that's pretty much how I roll. And if I ever went back to treating full-time, in office, this would basically be my business model. It would be all aligners, completely removable appliances for expanders. And as needed for the super hard cases, we're talking about canine exposure cases, molar uprighting cases, maybe some of those cases that are going to be 10 times faster if you started with braces, like high canine cases, I would start them in braces for 4 to 6 months and then switch them to aligners to finish. So easy. And if any of y'all want to know about this or learn more about this, I'm happy to help you. All right. So anyways, that's my 2022 quarter 4 update on uniform teeth / smile to impress clear aligners. Take care.